Hello. Let me check and make sure I did this right. I'm still new to the game, so to speak, or just straight up, not even. Yep, yep. My headphones just turned off. Let me make sure my audio is doing its thing. Check and make sure I did this. Yep. Okay, we're good. For some reason, I can't hear myself coming through the mic like I could yesterday, which that's fine. I'm happy to not, you know. So, if you looked at the title, I'm going to edit some shorts. I got some footage from whenever there were mushrooms growing in my yard, which was really, really cool. And, I got a bunch of footage of it. So now I need to edit the shorts. And the live stream of me doing that is up, and I also put a video out, but it's in the vertical, not horizontal. So I cannot, I don't really like putting vertical videos on my channel, like for the shorts and doing live stuff. That's fine, vertical, but like videos, I want it to all be horizontal. But that was such a cool experience that I got over it and I put it on my video tab. But before I edit these videos, I got some stuff to show off, so I am. The first thing I want to show off is a gun. Um, I don't want to have a Hassan moment, so just straight up from the beginning, I am not pointing or threatening. This is an educational video so you can learn about my life and what I get up to. Does that make sense? So, I got a revolver. It's a Ruger Wrangler revolver. It's bronze. It's 22 long rifle caliber. Does, has iron sights. It's a 6-chamber cylinder. Let's see. Yeah, it's empty. I just bought it a couple of hours ago. It was an impulse purchase. I'm not going to lie about that. I did not set out today to buy a gun, but it was cheap and I really liked it. It's an impulse buy. I'm going to throw it back away. There's a gun range around my house that I can go to test it out. But, yep, Ruger revolver. And this other thing I ordered a long time ago. It just took a long time to get here. I didn't go out and just blow a bunch of money today. Just a little bit. Oh, that's why. My freaking headphones not connected right here. I'm not gonna plug it in yet because I'm sliding or rolling back here. I got mushroom stuff because I'm always getting mushroom stuff. Kind of like what I do currently. Um, I've been having just so much problems with Twitch and everything I touch getting contaminated. So I'm been trying to find a cure to the contamination problem. And I'm not the most, what would it be? Like, I try to follow all the steps for sterilization, and I feel like I do it pretty well, but after I transfer to bulk, a lot of the stuff gets contaminated with Tridge. And I'm starting to think I just got in contaminated culture because I have another culture that I use that actually I've gotten to fruit here within the past couple of weeks. So that tells me that if the one culture actually fruits and the other one that I've been using for a few months and just thought I was the problem, and I might be, that could still be true, but I think the culture I was using before just came in contaminated. You know what I mean? And it never. One thing that kind of tells me that is I make my own liquid culture jars. So, whenever I get some culture in the mail or whatever, I'll make my own live culture media and inoculate it with what I ordered so I can just keep it going. It just kind of like buying seeds and then you replant next year with the seeds you got, the year prior, and you just keep it in rotation and keep it going. But what I was gonna say is that first culture I was talking about that I think might be contaminated. 3 of the liquid culture jars kind of contaminated, but I have a couple of more that I inoculated with the same live culture that haven't, and it looks clean. So that's why I'm kind of confused. But I'm never going to give up. I'm going to keep going until I figure out what the problem was or is, and I'm going to solve it. And maybe this can be a part of that. It's North Spore. It's a boomer box. And some clean grain. Oh, haha. Laughing at myself. I was looking in the box and I was like, oh, it came with a basket? Like, what? No, that's the lid to the boomer box. It's not a basket. I could use it as a basket. And then here's the bottom. And what I think might help with the contamination and what with the boomer box is when I started growing mushrooms, I was always doing it in surfing spore, inflatable monotubs, and boomer shroomer inflatable monotubs. I had a ton of success with both of those, and they have their own kind of system of free air exchange. But I thought that I knew what I was doing after my first few successful grows, and I was like, I can just buy any container and grow mushrooms in it, right? And maybe that is true, I still don't know, but that is where my problems started. Genuinely, my problems really started when I said, "Oh, I know what to do. I got this. This stuff is easy. This is easy." I don't know why people make it out to be not easy, but you know, the universe has a way of saying, "You thought." It got me. It got me again. And it's going to get me again in the future. And as long as I actually take that moment and say, all right, I'll do whatever I'm supposed to do to not have this freaking uh, failures, or not failures. Well, yeah, they're failures, but you could stop there. Some people do. I say no, I keep going. And that's what's important. Like, I can keep on getting um my ass fucking handed to me by the universe whenever I think I know what's up. And the universe says, no, you don't. Like, I've taught you this so many times. But, here we go again. You thought. But as long as I don't stop, I actually take the time to learn from my mistakes and do better the next time, it's all good. And that's for everybody with everything, right? Okay. And this is, yeah, it's the clean grain. Oh, wow. What I'll probably do with this is, of course, I'll inoculate it and let it colonize. But once it does, instead of letting it fruit inside of this bag, I'll cut it open and split it between different monotubs so I can get, tons of good growth. I hope. Yeah. So that's the plan. That's why the plan exists. Oh, God. That's okay. They send this all the time with their packages. It's just a block of cocoa core. Like, thanks? I mean, They just throw it in the box. I'm not complaining. It's not really part of the order. But every time I order from them, which has been quite a few times at this point, I get another thing of Coco Core, which I'm going to use it. So thanks. Thank you, Northspore. Make sure I get everything picked up. Okay, let's do some editing. And I'm just doing... Oh yeah, I should plug in my headphones, shouldn't I? This with the hose. Turn this down. So that I don't forget the area I saw the Primordia in. Hello, person here. I'm looking. Something I like about this program, Clipchamp, it just comes with Microsoft Windows. But so I don't have to go and cut every section of silence out. Oh, wrong button. I always forget. Ah, there it is. Let's try that one again. What I like about it is you can click on this and just tell it to cut out all the gaps in audio. So that was 3 minutes and 59. Just remove it. 226. So that'll make it a little bit easier to find the good bits. So that I don't forget the area I saw the Primordia in. Hello, person here. I'm looking for mushrooms. Tripping. Not like that. I did find a mushroom. I turned into a video on my channel. And it looks fresh. I did find a mushroom. Probably cut it back just a little bit. Delete this. Bring it back. Not like that. I did find a mushroom. And it looks fresh. That looks like a fresh mushroom right there. Can you see it? Yes. I'll move so I can get out of the light. Oh, man. I'm trying to get out here early so I can avoid the heat. But man, it gets hot fast. Just took out. sure.
Can you see it? Just took out off my gardening hat. I mean, I am kind of in the shade. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. This is like life
Okay.
goals.
I'm trying. I started a business called Hyphenation, and I'm growing reishi mushrooms, lion's mane, and turkey tail. And I got a bunch of different ideas for them. And I was going to partner with this company that, I know the owner of, and, we're not like friends. We don't really know each other very well, but he is one of my oldest friends' brother-in-law. But I mean, a lot of plans fell to the wayside when the shit hit the fan here in the States a few months ago, because there's just a lot of uncertainty, especially with like tariffs and stuff, which I'm good on that stuff because I just grow everything myself and I don't need to order stuff from other countries to make my business work. But that doesn't mean other people that I want to do business with have the same luxury. So that does complicate things. But I'm I'm trying. I haven't sorry. sorry. I'm a smoker. But I haven't given up. I'm going to make this hyphenation business work. I know how to grow mushrooms. I enjoy it. I'm learning more about it every day. I just need to stay persistent, just gotta keep my head in the game. And I've been doing it thus far. Why would I stop, right? I mean, dude, I've had jobs out in the world, you know what I mean? They suck. Like, I guess the term is wage slaving it. Like, that's like real to me. Like, I feel that whenever I'm working for someone else. Like, I can partner with someone, no problem, because I would be in control of my side of things, as long as who I partnered with didn't begin thinking they could tell me how to do stuff, we wouldn't have a problem. But working for somebody, it just doesn't work for me. And I know that's one hell of a thing to say, but I've tried it like my entire adult life, and shit just don't work for me. But yes, I sell mushrooms, I'm growing, but I don't have a storefront yet. I guess that's how I would say it.
For me, to have these growing in my yard, that is something I have wanted to happen since I.
Let me just go back to the beginning.
Not like that. I did find a mushroom, and it looks fresh. Just took out off my gardening hat. I mean, I am kind of in the shade. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. This is like life goals for me. To have these growing in my yard, that is something I have wanted to happen since I was 13 years old.
That's true. And I got a comment on one of the shorts I released a few days ago. I can't remember which short the comment was on, but they said, but ah, getting ahead of myself here. What the comment said, wait, still getting ahead of myself. What I said in the video was that growing mushrooms on, like, in your yard is something me and my friends would kind of fantasize about when we were teenagers, because it was like, oh dude, it's so cool, you know. And that's true. So someone made a comment on that video saying that whenever they were a teenager, they, or yeah, him and his friends would fantasize about older women, which that's cool, that's fine, you know. So did me and my friends, for one. I responded to them saying, like, I don't know how it works for you, but I'm able to fantasize about more than one thing. It's like, the world is huge. There's lots of stuff. Like, it's not like, or for me, I'll spend an hour, especially when I was a teenager, fantasizing about women, and then I would spend an hour fantasizing about mushroom foraging in my yard. It's like, why can't I have both realities? People need to, realize that they can basically do whatever they want and fantasize about whatever they want, and they don't have to limit themselves, is what I'm trying to get across.
I'm 33. It took 20 years. I did it though.
That will be the whole short. So. Delete this. Add some music. Go for happy.
Like that. I did find a mushroom. Fresh. Just took out off my gardening hat. I mean, I am kind of in the shade. Oh my god, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, guys. This is like life goals for me. To have these growing in my yard, that is something I have wanted to happen since I was 13 years old. I'm 33. It took 20 years. I did it though.
Boom. So I got one short so far. I can start clicking. Got all my footage back.
What's really coming off is I did it. I did it, guys.
So that means everything to the left can go now.
I mean, like, I don't know if it actually is to me that this is happening. In one place for long enough. Oh, I did it. Overestimate how big of a deal this is for me.
I should have said, I can't overstate. But the rest of that is right over. Here. This video has the rest of that stuff. But what I do now, I'm looking for the hashtags to grab. Woo! Now I just gotta do that until I have 1,000,000 subscribers. This is totally a tangent, but Tyler, the creator, released a new album earlier today. I think it was today. Out of nowhere. At least as far as I know. But it's pretty good. I haven't finished it yet. I'm probably about 6 or 7 songs in. And Chromacopia was something special, so it'll be hard to top that. But so far, every project Tyler puts out is better than the last. So, like I said, I haven't finished it yet. So I don't know if this is going to be the same deal where I'll be like, he did it. I don't know how he did it, but he topped Chromacopia. But we'll see, I guess. Okay, tangent over. So I can remove this one now. Go to the next.
And I'm just doing this with the... Oh my god, this has been... Let's pick it. Let's... You see me hard.
Yeah, I remember saying that. I was like, these mushrooms are harvesting me. Like, wait, no. I got that backwards.
You see me harvesting. Looks like some tiny ones are starting to come up there. I think it is. Is that a mushroom growing off that branch? Is that a mushroom? I think it is. Just growing right off the branch. I thought there would be tons of mushrooms like right back up in here. Like big ones. There were a few small ones. Let's see. Let's see what we see. Let's find...
It was a pretty exciting day. I don't know if you can tell. I had just woken up and I was like, I'm gonna go check for mushrooms. And because the day before that, this is when I first noticed mushrooms in my yard. And unfortunately, I noticed too late. I had been stomping all over them for hours, working in my backyard. So when I finally did notice one that was big enough for me to, just catch my eye, and I started to investigate, I was picking through the grass, and I was like, oh my god, there are hundreds of mushrooms. I stomped them to death. So that's no harm, no foul. It's okay. I know that they're here now, and stomping all over them and stuff, that just spreads the spores all over my yard. So I was okay with it. And I planned, like, hey, I'm going to come out here tomorrow morning and I'm going to try to find mushrooms. Since I know that they grow now. And it had been raining for the 2 days before. So that's what this video is the next morning. And I did find mushrooms. But since then, it hasn't rained again. So, anytime I've checked since then, there haven't been any mushrooms. So, come on. Come on, Mother Nature. Rain on me, dude. I mean, sister. I don't know.
what we find. This is a bunch of stuff I cleared out from up there and over here for my garden. Just in case you were curious, now you know. This field over here, I am assuming that
Yeah. Oh my god.
I am assuming...
I guess I didn't really get it on camera very well. But yeah, there's a lawn next to mine that they don't pick up the dead grass or, whenever they get done mowing and stuff, which that's cool. I prefer that because of that I got fireflies in my garden and that's awesome. But it's not my lawn. I don't own it. So even though I'm sure there are mushrooms all up under that layer of dead grass on the surface, you know, you know.
that it is full of mushrooms, but that's just not my property. So I can't really go foraging over there. But I'm looking at all the dead grass on the surface and I'm like, oh my god. I bet if I lift up that grass,
Oops.
full, just in case you were curious. There and over here for my garden, just in case you were curious, now you know. This field.
People don't need to hear me opining about my lack of access to my neighbor's yard. I will do a cut. It looks like he did that for me.
A few days ago, I had some fairy ink caps growing on a substrate, a wood-based substrate I had, and I wasn't really sure what I should do with them, but then I looked it up, what they're good for, and what I should do with them.
Cut there.
But then I looked it up, what they're good for.
It don't matter what they're good at or what they're good for. They're just vibing out there in the forest. What am I trying to put expectations on them for? So, I don't want to encourage that type of behavior in other people, so I'm going to get rid of it. Is there a cut there?
And good for. And they're decomposers, primarily of wood. So that's the substrate, and I put them in this area, put the substrate in this area, and there were some mushrooms borrelate wood I cut down. Man, I really thought this would be prime real estate for mushrooms. Like, I have substrate when I put it down. Put the substrate in this area, and there were some mushrooms wood. So that's the substrate. So I had some fairy ink caps just in case you were curious, now you know. A few days You see me harvesting. Looks like some tiny ones are starting to come up there. I think it is. Is that a mushroom growing off that branch? Is that a mushroom? I think it is. Just growing right off the branch. I thought there would be tons of mushrooms like right back up in here. Like big ones. There were a few small ones. Let's see. Let's see what we see. Let's find what we find. This is a bunch of stuff I cleared out from up there and over here for my garden. Just in case you were curious, now you know.
This isn't the best short ever made, but it.
A few days ago, I had some berry ink caps growing. Some berry ink some berry ink caps growing on a substrate, a wood-based substrate I had, and I wasn't really sure what I should do with them, and they're decomposers, primarily of wood, so that's the substrate, and I put them in this area, put the substrate in this area, and there were some mushrooms coming up on the substrate when I put it down.
That's it. That's all they need to know. Sure, let's put some sad music. Yeah. I was looking for a sad song the other day on here, and this would have been perfect. Oh well, I know where it is now.
On a substrate, a wood-based substrate I had, and I wasn't really sure what I should do with them, and they're decomposers, primarily of wood, so that's the substrate, and I put them in this area, put the substrate in this area, and there were some mushrooms coming up on the substrate when I put it down.
Yep. that's good enough for right now. As far as streaming goes, at least from my computer, I'll upload those 2 shorts that I just edited here in a little bit, and I already uploaded one of the first one I did on stream. So thank you for watching. See you later, Mike Hawk. I love seeing you around here. And to everybody else, I hope you have